Hey, dearly beloved, this is Pastor Sean from Abba Ministries, where our mission is to turn the hearts and minds of the believers back to the Father by way of His Word, His Spirit, and His only begotten Son, Yahushua HaMashiach, affectionately known to many as Jesus Christ. Beloved, this is a quick impromptu moment that the Father pressed upon my spirit to bring back. He brought it back to my remembrance, and I'm bringing it to you. Back in 2022, this PDF document that you're looking at, I drafted it under the unction of His authority, and I began to minister it. This title called "Truth Telling versus the Truth," and he brought it back to me, and he wanted me to minister it again, put it back in the atmosphere. Even though it was back then in 2022, it is speaking ever so expressly in 2025. So without any further ado, we're going to go over this quick PDF document for this impromptu moment for our edification. All right, 2 Timothy 4:3 says, "For the time will come when people will not put up with sound doctrine. Instead, to suit their own desires, they will gather around them a great number of teachers to say what their itching ears want to hear." Nowadays, truth telling is more popular than ever. That's amazing. I said that back in 2022. I find it to be true even more in 2025. I don't know about you. You have people telling the truth about the music industry, the truth about world history, the truth about politics, the truth about religion, and more. Now, with all this truth telling going on, you would think it would lead to unity and peace, but that's not the case. The reason truth telling can be misleading is because of the spirit behind the ones doing the truth telling. Listen, truth isn't true if it leads to the spirit of confusion, the spirit of fear, the spirit of doubt. Okay, 1 Corinthians 14:33 tells us that for Yah is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all the churches of the saints. All right. So, in a world full of truth telling, here's a question: how would one get peace in knowing what is true? Well, we got to go to the Word. John 14th chapter and the 6th verse says, Yahushua said unto them, I am the way, the truth, and the life. And no man comes to my Father but by me alone. Wow. Listen, most truth tellers at best can only say, I'm telling the truth. I'm trying to tell y'all the truth. You ever heard that before? I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Right? Even myself, I've done that before. I've said that before, right? But catch this. Yahushua says, I am the truth. And he also tells us that no other truth can get you to where Abba, who is the creator of heaven and earth, is. Now, at the top of my introduction, what did I say my assignment was? What did we say the mission was? To turn the hearts and minds of the believers back to the Father. And the way to the Father is through the Son. So if the truth tellers of today that you're listening to, if they don't lead you back to the Messiah, Yahushua HaMashiach, then they aren't telling the truth, because he is the truth. And what we have to make sure that we do in my closing in these last and evil days, we have to make sure that we don't get caught up in truth telling, because truth telling is not the truth. There's a difference. The truth leads you to the Father by way of the Son, by way of his Spirit, and by way of his word. Truth telling is just that. It's telling a bunch of truths. And that's great. The scriptures lets us know that in the last days, nothing hid. All things that will have been hidden will come to light. So there'll be nothing hid. But we don't want to make it our aim to discover what has been hidden and bringing it to light. We want to make it our aim to walk in the light. And there's no other light to walk in except for the one that the Most High Yah sent, which is his only begotten Son, Yahushua HaMashiach, affectionately known to many as Jesus Christ. With that being said, beloved, I hope that this has been edifying to your ears. I do hope that this has led you out of a trap of deception laid by the kingdom of darkness and led you back into the arms of the Father by way of his word, his spirit, and the example of his only begotten Son. With that being said, beloved, thank you so much for this impromptu moment, coming with me, spending a little moments with me for this impromptu moment. Once again, I look forward to speaking with you more on more detailed and more scripture, more revelation, things that the Father has laid up on my spirit. But this one is so important. If this has touched you, please feel free to share this with another. Listen, we got to be helpers one to another in these last and evil days. And truth telling is not a helper. Truth telling is a distraction. It's a plot of deception. But the truth, oh, that leads us to something called eternal salvation. So be blessed till we meet again.